Guys, in this video we are going to be doing an unboxing of the Discovery Optics scope that was just sent to me. Just to give you guys some of the information about this. This is the ED-PRS Gen 2 5x25x56. You can see the reticle, the design on that, and I'm actually going to be showing you guys through the scope later in the video. And full disclosure, as I had mentioned, Discovery Optics did send this to me. When I first heard from them, I was a little bit concerned. I really didn't know what to expect on this, and I got to do some research on the scope prior to it arriving. And during that time of research, I became more excited to get this. One of the things that everyone seems to agree on is that this thing has a tremendous amount of clarity. But for now, guys, let's just see what all we get in the box. Okay, we can see here, it looks like this is a card that has some of the specs on it. If you guys want to pause the video or whatever, if you want to know the exact specs that's on this particular version, you can see it right there. And of course, we'll just continue. We've got some, let's see, this is a QC card where someone has gone through and has checked each of these steps as part of the QC process. You can see where they had signed off on that. We have the instructions. You know, I'm sure that I'll be getting into these here before long. And of course, we also have, well, looks like we have a couple of copies of the QC card for some reason. Okay, just to show you guys what I've got here. I'm not real sure. It's got serial number and all that on it. Very nice. I noticed that there's a lot of different manufacturers that are really starting to up the game, particularly some of those from overseas. We have a cleaning cloth, and you know, it has gotten to the point now that I think that the quality that we're starting to see is rivaling a lot more expensive optics than what we're used to. You know, it's no longer, in my opinion, it is no longer, you know, just the big name players that are involved in this. This is a scope leveling kit, and if you guys have watched many of my previous videos, you know that I am a big proponent on leveling those scopes. You are not going to be as accurate with your rifle if you do not level that scope properly. This is a little tool that is designed to help you do that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and set that aside. It comes with a set of scope rings. I believe these are the high rings. And yes, they are. And I already have another set of the medium rings that they actually had sent me as well. So I'm going to be using the medium rings on my rifle, and that's something that we're going to be talking about as far as the different types, different heights of scope rings in a future video, so you guys stick around for that. And I'm just getting everything out, guys, just to show you what you get in the box. Here is one of the caps for the scope. Now, I think that, if I remember correctly, one of the criticisms that some people had was that the your eye relief, your eye box end of the scope, was, it just had a little rubber piece that went on it, and it did not really protect it the way that it should. You can see here that we have just a single sunshade. Some folks, the unboxings that they did, I know that there were longer sunshades. There was like 3 different levels or lengths of sunshade in their box. And this is a very large scope, guys. Very large. Okay, you can see here, this is the cover that you get. Let's go ahead and pop that off. Yeah, this was the cover that you get, but it looks like now what they are doing is they are actually including a pop-up cap as well. Okay, so that's something that is nice, and I'll definitely be using that. Let's see how these turrets feel. Very nice, very tactile. Okay, very large turrets. And right now, guys, this scope is super cold. Right now we are like literally in the low teens as far as the temperatures around me currently. And the UPS man just dropped this off, and it is very cold right now. Very large controls. It feels very solid. And let's try magnification adjustment. Yes, that is stiff, but at the same time, it's not overly stiff. That's something that is going to help keep that scope where it needs to be on your magnification. Here's your throw lever that they give you, and let's just go ahead see about getting that put in. Sorry guys, I'm trying to do this through the camera, so I'm sure I'm going to fumble it just a little bit. Yeah, that throw lever helps. Okay, yep, it is a little bit stiff, but no big deal. Discovery Optic. Okay, and I am actually going to be showing you guys the view through the scope. This is a very large objective lens, 56 millimeter objective lens. Very nice, very heavy, very well made. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to get it set up and actually show you guys a view through this scope. What I'm going to do now is actually show you all a view through the scope. One thing before I do that, I want you to be aware that, of course, filming through a scope, you're not going to see the same quality looking on your screen as what you would actually see with the scope. And I'm actually going to do this a couple of times. You can see right now it is bright out. I'm actually going to film now, showing you guys a couple of different ranges. And then I'm also going to come back and show you after sunset, just to where you have a little bit better idea of what the clarity of this scope is. Again, guys, you know, filming through a scope like this is not the best as far as when you're trying to judge clarity, but I'll have to say that I'm impressed with what this scope is capable of doing. So right now, guys, let's just jump into the scope. And you can see I've got it setting on my Tikka T3X CTR. So here we go. Guys, I actually had to change my position slightly due to the snow and everything. I was not able to get the camera to focus out where I wanted to be, but we're just going to stretch it out a little further. You know, the nice bright day outside. And again, remember guys, I'm focusing through this scope with a camera. The clarity is not going to be as good on screen as what it is in real life. Now, the tree line that you are seeing that the crosshairs are on, that is at approximately 800 yards. I do not have the magnification all the way up, but we're going to just run it in and show you guys exactly how this looks. Okay, my camera's trying to go out of focus on me. Let me see if I can get that to refocus just a bit. There we go. So just bear with me because I'm literally having to hold my camera onto the scope because my mount does not want to set on this scope properly. The eyepiece is just a little large than for what it's used to. But there you go, guys. There again, we're looking at approximately 800 yards to those trees. If I was to adjust the parallax, it's probably going to help just a bit, but at the same time, let's see here, a lot of this is just the distortion that I'm getting from my camera, having to aim it through the scope. Okay, so let's just back it up a bit, guys. I get it to refocus right there. Okay, you can see here how we're looking as far as the optics clarity. You know, this is, I'm very impressed with the clarity of this. So this is the daytime preview. What we're going to do now is I'm actually going to show you a nighttime view from down at my range. So stay tuned for that. All right, guys. We are now outside here, and you can see the Discovery Optic setting here on my Tikka T3X CTR. And I'm going to be showing you a view through this scope, and you can tell back behind me, you can see that we are past sunset. That way you guys will have a little bit more of an idea of what you're looking at. Right now it is currently 13 degrees outside also, so that's something that's going to be playing into it as well. So it's good and cold, and this is a good test for this particular optic. One thing I want to remind you of is that I am filming through my phone through the scope. So obviously the clarity is not going to be anything what it should be. You know, you're going to get a much sharper picture looking through the scope than what you're going to see on screen. There we are at 100 yards. That's what my target stand there is at 100 yards. Now I'm going to swing over and show you guys a little bit further out. If you've seen some of my previous scope reviews, you know exactly where we're going. We're going right down here to this tree line. This is at 300 yards at maximum magnification. Okay, 300 yards, and again guys, we are at dusk. This is past sunset. Okay, this is well past sunset. So you can see that the scope clarity of this thing is absolutely amazing. And guys, I'm telling you, the camera is not doing it justice. Okay, the clarity on this optic is much better than what you are seeing on the screen. And of course, just to show you the illuminated reticle, let me get that on. You can see there how that is as far as what that reticle looks like when it is illuminated. Okay, again, 300 yards. And of course, you're going to be seeing more with this scope. I want to get it out to further ranges, further distances, and show you guys exactly what it does. You know, I'm very impressed with it as far as how clear that this scope is. Guys, hope you liked the video. Again, be sure to subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on this optic down in the comments below. Again, thank you to Discovery Optics for sending this out. There's going to be more videos coming out on this scope. But guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Check out all the links down below. I'm going to put a link to this scope where you guys can go over and pick one up if you're interested. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Check out the rest of the videos on my channel, and we'll see you next time.